you ask for them? Moscow.
Пошли вопросы про десятку. Мы, воспользуясь случаем, спросим.
Questions about the 10. We will use the opportunity and ask. Yesterday you used for the first time
И сказали, как работать.
the term of working with the 10 with gloves. We didn't understand what you meant by that. Each one of us had a different interpretation of what you meant. Can you maybe explain this? What did you mean by us working with the 10 with gloves?
דיברת אתמול על עבודה בעשירייה עם כפפות משי, שאולי צריך להוריד אותם עכשיו כבר.
There is a different style of work in the tens. There are tens that the friends there eat each other up. Some only beat each other up. Some treat each other more compassionately because they don't want to be hurt themselves. If I beat someone up, I'll be beaten up later. So what for? So it's all egoistic. Perhaps the 10 is quarreling, but the calculation is not that it'll be bad or good for me, but that it'll be good for us or bad for us. So what counts is the intention that is among the members of the 10. But there is nothing worse than a situation where a 10 has this kind of, agreement that no one touches the other, like a gentleman club, like a men's club in England. Everyone's very cruel inside, but on the outside, everyone's polite, kind, courteous, and well-behaved. That's the biggest, cruelest will to receive inside. That's nicely painted on the outside. There's nothing worse. It is mockery that doesn't yield any good result. This is why I said we have to take off the gloves, these white velvet gloves, and start being closer, moving closer to each other for the goal. If we want to achieve the goal, we have to be closer to each other and not keep our distance. And when more problems surface, they will. It's not like we don't have to evoke them artificially. But still, we need to be more, to speak more and more practically what we have to do and how we do it. Because there are we say beautiful things all the time, but when it comes to practice, ask yourselves, after you spoke so beautifully, did you do it or not? If you didn't do it, what do you do in order to do it? Prayer upwards, or to receive the strength to scrutinize. What do you need? That's a must, to scrutinize the relationships between us, but in a purposeful and practical manner, to demand execution. This is what I meant by gloves. Yes, Moscow. Moscow.
Yes. Keeping the work according to the rules of the 10, according to Rabash, this means staying with this gentleman agreement? Because if we will keep these rules, then we're already in that.
No. We know who we are, and we're deliberately acting politely, so that this polite form will show us how we are not in it. And then we, from what we know we have to be in, and where we actually are. We, between us, are in a certain situation, all right? Broken. There are all kinds of quarrels here among everyone. It's explosions. This is us, the 10. But at the same time, we learn how we should be. In love. The gap between them, this is called the degree of Bina, and that's the degree of Malchut. So we want to connect them, and from there arise to Man. Our desire to rise to the degree of Bina come from Malchut, and this is what we ask. Give us the strength to scrutinize, to correct, to love, to connect. How can we? This is what we need to scrutinize. That's why I said, let's take off the gloves. Let's reveal this bad state that we have here. As opposed to the state that we picture as good. What's good we receive from the learning, from the excerpts we study. There we reveal the good. The bad we have to reveal out of the connection between us. Okay? Okay. No more questions? There's Moscow again. Yes. Moscow.
Another question. How will we develop the sensitivity in the 10? You don't hear us? We don't hear, sorry.
What you don't hear?
How will we develop the sensitivity in the 10 towards the descents and ascents in the 10? How do we develop a sensitivity towards the ascents and descents of the 10?
Speak among yourselves. That's the connection between you. You read the articles, talk about them, do summaries, what's happening to you, what situation you're in. One is totally dense, thick, and when you don't have these scrutinies, that's also good. You need to be together in discussions. It adds a lot. Each one from the others. This brings hitkalelut. It brings connection. I guess you're not, between you, you're not, I don't know, but you need to scrutinize everything.